Hello and welcome to Studs Up. I'm Rory Jennings.
What's going on? I'm Nathan Caton.
And I'm Rachel Stringer.
And it has been another incredible week for football. Cristiano Ronaldo has pinged in yet another hat-trick, proving that he is the second best player in the world.
Whoa, 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 bruv, that's a strong statement to start with. Second best.
Who's better than him?
No one. He's the best. Are you trying to say that Messi is better than Ronaldo?
I'm not trying to say that. I'm overtly saying that. Cristiano Ronaldo is a wonderful player and he's the second best footballer that the world has ever seen.
Well, these guys debate that issue. Let's check out what else is coming up on today's show.
How you say this, man?
Go.com! Why? Why? From the chosen one to the relegated one? That's right. Worst of the week.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he's done it in both the Liga and the Premier League,
It's
okay?
irrelevant.
I mean, we do want your opinion on that age-old debate of Messi or Ronaldo and anything else you feel strongly about in the Premier League this week or what we're chatting about on the show. We are live on Goal Facebook, so leave your comments below. Guys, we want them to get involved, don't we?
I do want people to get involved, but I'm just sick of this
and
nonsense.
the Premier League, though. We want Premier League chat
Cristiano
as well
Ronaldo,
as Champions League.
He's done it in the Premier League, Ronaldo.
Oh, do you know what? I need some help here. I know a man who will definitely get this question right. It's none other than Lloyd Griffith. Woohoo! Hello.
Hello, how are you?
How are you doing?
Oh, good.
Good to see you too. Thank you for coming on.
Take a seat here.
Hello.
How are you getting on?
All right, thank you, yeah.
Good. What have you been up to?
Me, just been, you know, gigging, doing jokes, playing football, being
Sounds like a
lonely.
good life.
Yeah, it's all right.
You're living a dream.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I'm still a little fat man, so, I mean, it's not perfect.
Well, you're working on that as well, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I've been working out today.
Oh, really?
Had a PT session.
Good work.
Yeah, it was all right, yeah.
This is very impressive.
Do you want to have a little?
How is it?
Smooth.
Ooh.
I mean,
Hey,
he worked
smooth,
out
man.
today,
Speechless.
didn't he?
Very,
He
very
worked out
smooth.
today.
Yeah,
That's the
prime.
excuse. But you've been doing your little taxi to training as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Got a series on BBC Three called Taxi to Training, which has been very fun.
And that is literally when you put Premier League stars.
Yeah, so I
in your
basically
taxi.
turn up at Premier League footballers' houses and then drive them to training and then interview them on the way to training and get a glimpse like behind the curtain because it's like it's a natural environment for them.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit of a relaxing time.
Who's your
working with some of
favourite?
it. I think favourite so far has probably been Dele Alli, but they've all been amazing. They've all been great. Asmir Begovic was brilliant because he's a goalkeeper and obviously I'm a goalkeeper as
Bonded.
well.
I can testify to that. We've played in the same team before, and this man
He's
can
good,
keep
is he?
net. Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, do they actually let go when they're in the taxi? Do they actually kind of tell you some things they wouldn't tell in a usual interview, I guess?
I think so, yeah, because when they are interviewed, say at a football ground, the PR person's there, they're media trained, whereas if you've got them in a nice natural environment like a car, they'll just let their hair down.
So what have they told you then, any secrets?
Well, a lot of it was on you know, has made it into the edit, but what
No,
I
we don't
found-
want that.
No,
we want
exactly.
the bits that
The
didn't
stuff
make
that got
it.
left on the
Yeah,
floor, 'cause
gossip.
it was that good.
We want the scandal.
Well, not a scandal, but what I found amazing was Troy Deeney. He got signed by Walsall when he was drunk.
No way.
Yeah, so he played in a game, a semi-pro game on a Saturday. And I think he'd been out the night before. I'd already been on it on that Saturday. The Walsall manager saw him in this game that his son was playing in, and I think he was 7 pints down, and he scored 4 goals.
Oh, what a
How
hero.
bad must the other
Bloody
21
hell.
players have been?
I don't know, but
for
No, it
drunk
just shows you
youth?
play well when you're a bit loose.
yeah, that's basically my kind of like.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's why
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing
that's
now.
where I've been going wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone, guys, have a drink before you play.
Yeah. Who knew?
But do it responsibly.
Yeah, Gazza did that. Gazza got man of the match in a game that he completely forgot. I think
Really?
he played for Newcastle against Everton, woke up and thought he'd completely missed a match, ran downstairs to get to the game, and there was a man of the match trophy sitting on his table. Had no recollection of playing in the game
That's ridiculous,
and was
isn't
man
it?
of the match.
But that's Gaza for you, isn't it?
What a hero.
Let's.
Yeah, what?
But Troy got so the manager saw him and said, "Look, come to training on Monday." And Troy said he forgot about it, and his manager at the time had to then pick him up to take him.
Wow.
So it's just little stories like that.
It's fascinating insight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and apparently Jan Vertonghen doesn't brush his teeth.
Who?
Jan Vertonghen doesn't brush his teeth.
Oh, really?
What?
But yeah, but I'm not
That's
sure
awful.
if I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say
Whoa,
that.
that's grim.
I'm sure we're going to have some comments about that.
That is
Move
So
on.
when he was talking, could you?
Oh no, Dele told me. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, so apparently he doesn't watch the
Oh, no.
Oh, that is
So
superb.
that's why she's a good defender. No one was going
to hear him. Like a no-fly zone. He's like, you're not going to come. It's like a Bermuda Triangle around
So
here.
we all know that you're a Grimsby fan, a very passionate Grimsby fan who attends games. You got a soft spot for a Premier League team, or?
Not really, no. What?
You usually can do when you like support a lower league team. I'm Forest, Nate's Brentford. You can kind of like pick someone in the Prem. You don't really mind supporting.
I had like an 18-month, 2-year affair when I was 8 years old, which sounds a lot weirder than it actually is. So I went to a lot of Man United games just because my cousin used to go to. He's a season ticket holder, so I used to go there. But it was because I was obsessed with Peter Schmeichel. I was absolutely, and I still am obsessed with him. So that's why I used to go there quite a lot. So I wouldn't say I really got a soft spot, and it's just quite nice because then you don't get involved in it, and you can just be quite a neutral.
You can enjoy it.
I can enjoy it and not. Like,
so they're
start
playing
crying.
at the moment, though. United are playing at the moment in the Europa League.
Now.
You want them to win, presumably?
Yeah, I want an English team to win. Definitely.
Oh, so it's not to do with the soft spot of being when you were a kid.
No,
it's just
I think I wanted Leicester to win. When they're in the Champions League, and if
You like an underdog then?
Yeah, I mean, I support Grimsby, so I mean, I've been the underdog for the whole time I've supported them. But I don't know, I've got no like affinity to a Premier League team. But if there is an English team in a European competition, then obviously I'll back them.
Right. Yeah, I think we're running a poll, aren't we?
Exactly, we are. So speaking about European competition and potentially underdogs, who's going to make it, we are running the poll on who is going to finish in the top 4 places. The top 2 are pretty much secure. We want to know who you think are going to get the last 2 spots, basically, and get that Champions League spots for next year. So if you think Arsenal will do it, use the angry emoji. Liverpool is the shocked emoji. City is the crying emoji. And Man United are the laughing emoji. So who is going to fill those 2 spots for Champions League football next season? That's the poll. Who do you think?
I think Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Man United do it.
But maybe do it via tonight or the Europa League.
Yeah, just because I just don't, sorry mate, like Chelsea or Man City.
What, is it because
the whole money? I mean, they bought the league.
Although, you said that you support English clubs in Europe. Yeah. So were you supporting Chelsea in 2012 in the final against Bayern Munich? No.
Were they it? I didn't realise they were in it.
He was busy that week.
They think that they won the big ass?
No, I mean, no.
Oh, so you don't support English clubs in Europe? All of them?
I support most English clubs in Europe.
Not Chelsea, not City?
Unless you bought, the club.
So not United either, then?
I mean, that is different, isn't it?
And that was a long time ago. You said you were 8, you didn't really know what was going on then.
Yeah.
He was young.
Shut up, Rory.
So who do you think's going to make? Who do you think, according to Rachel's poll, there? Do you think United will do it?
Well, to be fair, I'd rather Tottenham win the league. Again, it would be quite nice to see someone else win it for once. And I think that again, Chelsea have just bought their team and bought the league.
Nonsense.
I mean, statistically, they have. I think.
I think statistically, everybody has.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but they're just known for having like a billionaire owner. So too are Man City. So they do have that connotation of of buying the league. I'd like to see Spurs, then Chelsea, Liverpool, and then I'd like quite to see Man United.
Right. Do you know how how it's so tight there? It's so tight. There is talk of there being a playoff. Did you see? Yeah, well, it's really tight. It could be anybody.
Is it?
That would be a fantastic game, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? Can you imagine how great that would be? There would be a playoff, a one-match, winner takes all, to qualify for the Champions League.
Who would it be between then?
Well, I suppose it could be. Imagine if it was between City and United, or Liverpool United.
Yeah, Liverpool. That would be ridiculous.
That would be super.
I think Liverpool are shoo-in for 3rd, surely.
Yeah.
I know they've got a game in hand, but I think Liverpool, will probably keep hold of that.
I think Liverpool and I think City will get it. I think Arsenal and United have had a shocker of a week, dropping points.
Arsenal have had a shocker.
No, they've had such a shocker. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the rest of the week. Why don't we find out? Courtesy of Cheekysport Joel.
Worst of the week. Cheekysport Joel here, doing worst of the week in front of a goal in the park. Goal.com. We have to start with what I thought was the worst of the week. Did you guys watch Match of the Day this week? The lowest goals so far this season. It was so boring. 0. This is the first day in Premier League history no home side has scored a single goal within these 4 games. Blanks. I know. It sounds like I know lots of statistics, doesn't it? Hey, shout out to Optastats. I was trying to text my mates just to stay awake. Mates like Rory Jennings, but he didn't reply. Just 2 ticks, ladies and gentlemen, no replies. Do you know when I knew we was in for a very interesting match of the day is when you start the first match off with a 0-0 draw. Second worst of the week has to go to Arsenal Football Club. The first time in 20 years we're going to finish below Tottenham. I mean, honestly, since Wenger's been in charge, we've been dominating, man. But this weekend, the tides have turned, man. Dele Alli scrambling in the first goal, getting in front of all the Arsenal defenders. Harry penalty Kane, wrapping it up to make it 2-0. I was there, man. I cried tears. Goal.com! Why? Why? And lastly, worst of the week has to go to David Moyes. I mean, goodness sake, from the chosen one to the relegated one? That's right. David Moyes' Sunderland have officially been relegated. But it doesn't seem like he's getting a sack. I think he's going to carry on next season in the Championship. But either way, mate, either way, it's no good. Big Sam saved them. Why couldn't you, David Moyes? I'll tell you why. Because you're not Big Sam, mate. This is the man that cancelled chips at Manchester United on a Friday. And also, over in Spain, he just couldn't quite get the Spanish La Liga flavour, could he? David Moyes, the final slot for worst of the week goes to you. I want to give a massive shout out to you guys at goal.com. Massive shout out to you guys in the studio. I love you all, and I'll be sitting in that seat very soon. Mwah. Come on!
That was fantastic stuff there from Joel. I cannot believe that Joel has managed to put his own team as a potential for worst of the week. That hasn't really been done before. That is huge from Joel, and I'm very impressed with him. So, Lloyd, the decision is yours. You've heard the suggestions, but you need to give this the due diligence that it requires, because once somebody goes up here, they're there forever. So don't make this decision lightly. And also, more to the point, David Moyes is already there. That could be huge. So he could be the worst of the year. We'll be finding out in a couple of weeks' time.
So first and foremost, I mean, match of the day can't go in there, can it?
Even though it was...
Yeah, but it's not their fault. It should be the Premier League that goes in there, other than the match of the day. All the other clubs that couldn't even score. We scored 1 goal. So I mean, if you put an institution like that in, I think you're going to get egged down the street. Okay. So I will not be putting match of the day.
So match of the day is safe, despite there being 100%. No home goals scored that weekend.
That is not their fault. They can't just superimpose a goal, can they? Going, what happened? I thought it was 0-0, and match of the day just put like 4 goals in.
Okay, so they're safe.
They're safe. They're 100% safe.
Arsenal
and David Moyes.
Arsenal are now going to finish below Tottenham for the first time in 22 years.
Yeah.
Is that justification?
No.
Is that worse than taking a team down?
I mean, he's obviously going up there, but let's chat about Arsenal aren't going. Arsenal, like, it doesn't matter. Like, they're not guaranteed to finish first, second, third, fourth every single year. Some seasons are going to be where they finish a bit lower, but I mean, I just love Arsenal at the moment. Just watching their fans implode.
Do you think they're too self-entitled then? Do you think that's the issue?
No. I just think like everyone's making too much of a big song and dance about it. Like teams finish where teams finish.
But it is a big deal because in the period since Wenger's been in charge, Tottenham have finished above everybody, every team possible, aside from Arsenal. To lose that is huge.
I don't think so.
Really?
No, not at all. It's like everyone's got to finish somewhere. I mean, Sunderland have gone down for a reason, and Arsenal are going to finish 5th for a reason.
Okay, that's fair.
And I just think that.
Where did you finish last year?
Yeah, where Chelsea? Where were Chelsea last season?
This time last year we were 10th, but we were reigning champions, and we're going to be champions again.
Yeah, because you bought
so
it.
Right.
So I think Arsenal definitely they're fine.
Arsenal safe. Match of the day is safe.
You can't put a team in because they finished 5th.
They're safe.
I mean, I'd absolutely take that.
Leaving.
I mean, I don't even think he needs an explanation.
I feel sorry for him. Look at him there.
Why do you feel sorry for David Moyes?
You look like you're going to cry.
He's the worst manager in the league statistically, and he said he's going to slap a woman. I mean that.
He's gone. He's up there.
He's going.
He's done the double. He's done what Chelsea are going to do this year.
Do you know what? Oh God, come on. He won't even stick on there. He just wants to go down.
He's actually looking down on himself.
There you go. Oh crikey.
So have a lunch. Right, we better get away from
him.
Let's have a sit down.
He's upset with himself there, isn't he?
Right. Nath, do you agree with that?
You know what, I kind of do actually. I mean, you know what, every time I see David Moyes, I think of Stormzy. You know, I come to your team and I'm David Moyes.
Yeah, it is awful. It's very Stormzy, isn't it?
And you were being harsh there, because Chelsea had a bad season last year.
Chelsea.
Like you were just saying, why does everyone think Arsenal have to finish in a certain place? But then, on the other side of the argument, even the players were saying maybe we've let Wenger down. So when the players are kind of going, maybe we're not playing well enough, they're questioning themselves.
There are certain teams that, you know, like look at Leicester. There's a lot of expectation about them, and they kind of haven't got into that same groove they did last season. Chelsea, mate, you're in a relegation battle for a little part of last season.
Very true.
Nothing is like certified. What is certified and what is a guarantee every single year is that Arsenal fans will explode if they haven't won the championship.
They will. The team will survive.
Yeah, but my thing is as well, and it's like if you look at what happened with Man United had Alex Ferguson, who have been there for years and years and years and given them great success, obviously more than Arsene Wenger. And Arsenal are in that same position where they've got a manager that's been there for a long, long time. And a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, we need a new manager. It's time to go, fam. It's time to go, bro. And if he does go, they're going to have to get someone else in. And if that manager doesn't deliver, like David Moyes didn't, like Van Gaal didn't at Man United, I mean, I don't actually think there'll be any Arsenal fans left. I mean, they will have imploded.
Tumbleweed over the Emirates.
So there's no guarantee that a new manager will come in and perform miracles. You've got to look at Pep Guardiola. He goes into Man City, a team that have got billions of pounds, and they're not really delivering as well as
I think one thing for certain is that Wenger is under serious pressure to perform.
Pressure?
Yeah.
Did you say pressure?
Yes, I said pressure.
Yes! That means it's time for my favourite segment of the show. It's powered by Opta, and it's brought to you by Golden Shore. It's Duncan Alexander with the Pressure Index.
The Goal Pressure Index, presented by Shaw and powered by Opta, is the only way to see the players who are performing in the key moments that shape the season. The titanic battle between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur for the title continues. Bang! Chelsea win 3-0 at Goodison on Sunday before crack! Spurs hit back with a 2-0 win in the North London derby. Pedro's goal in the 66th minute steadied Chelsea's nerves. They only had 3 shots on target in the second half, but scored with all of them. That is how you handle the pressure of a title race. Harry Kane and Dele Alli got the headlines for Spurs, but they were ably supported by the likes of Victor Wanyama, who scored 90 on the pressure index thanks to a performance that saw him win possession back 11 times, 4 more than anyone else on the pitch. Meanwhile, Kane capped off the win that ensures the Gunners will finish below Spurs in the Premier League for the first time since 1995, with a penalty that made him the top-scoring Tottenham player against Arsenal in Premier League history. Kane's penalty was a peach, nestling in the bottom left-hand corner, the 3rd time this season he's chosen that spot and found success. 4 of the first 8 penalties hit bottom left this season were saved, but since then 25 of the 28 hit in that direction have been successful. In the pressure moments that shape a season, preparation is vital. I'll be back later to look ahead to another high-pressure weekend of Premier League football.
Fascinating stuff there from Duncan Alexander. He's there highlighted the brilliance of Dele Alli. You know him more intimately than anyone else in this room. How good a player do you think he is?
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. He's got a lot in his locker. He's, I'd say, at the moment, the most perfect midfielder that fills that mould that we've lost from having Lampard and Gerrard kind of retire. And he's so young as well. I mean, he's sweeping up the awards at the moment, and he's 14 years old. Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly, I think, and he's come at a time where there aren't probably that many amazing young players around of his level. But yeah, I think he's brilliant, and he's got a lot more to come. I think a hell of a lot more to come.
Yeah, do you know what I love about him? Do you know what I think is one of his biggest attributes? And there are loads.
Lovely hands.
Lovely hands, lovely hair. But the biggest thing that I think could set him apart and make him one of the top calibre players, he's got a right edge. You know, he's got that bit of venom, bit of spite that a lot of the best players have. Yeah, just a bit of fire in the belly. Yeah. And I think that kind of could set him apart. And the only thing that I think that could happen and could destabilise Tottenham with a bit of luck, is he too good for them? Could he end up going to Real Madrid or something like that?
I think he's undoubtedly going to be a player that some of the big teams in the world, certainly Europe, will look at him and want to have a slice of that. And I think that Tottenham aren't naive to think that he's going to stay with them forever. I think he's probably going to stay there for the next few years. But yeah, I could see him definitely playing in La Liga. I don't know where else he would go really. I think it'd probably be between the two big Spanish clubs. But he's brilliant, isn't he? Yeah. And it's just nice to watch.
He's not going to leave yet. I mean, he's on to a good thing at Spurs, isn't he? Going to win the league this year.
They're progressing each season, aren't they? With Pochettino, they're not. Why would you leave?
To win a trophy? They've had another season.
But what happens next season? You know, you obviously, what you just mentioned, finished 10th last season. Leicester won last season. The Premier League is so like that.
They're a club though that have gone a decade. They're already a decade without a trophy. Pochettino's never won a trophy.
But his team is so young. His team is so young.
But then Pochettino hasn't got a billionaire. It will just like fork out. Hey, who do you want? who do you want? Who do you want? And it's like, you know, it's a team that's very much been bought. And that squad has been bought, you know, from players that they've sold. Obviously, there is money coming in from various places, but it's not, you know, they're not absolutely throwing it about. And I think Tottenham will rebuild from this season. I think they'll probably bring in another striker, maybe another midfielder, but like their defence is solid. Their goalkeeper's incredible.
We said they're going to bring a striker in. One striker who may be on the move next year is Romelu Lukaku. Do you rate him?
I don't think he'll go to Spurs, no.
Where would you see him going? Would you see him going to that Man City?
There's a stat I like. There is a stat I like.
What have you made of him then this season, Lukaku? Obviously, he's 24 goals, still at the top of the Premier League goal scoring tally with, I think, Kane's 21. Yeah. In second, what have you made of that man? I think he's
again a great striker who. He's one of those weird ones as well, isn't it? Because he had that stint he was at Chelsea and he was like, meh, and then came over to Everton and was like, oh, he's amazing. But then is he one of those players that will just be amazing at Everton if he goes elsewhere? Is he going to be as good?
Is he a big fish in a smaller pond at
exactly,
Everton?
Exactly.
And
like I think he's better off staying at Everton. I think Everton are going to rebuild.
Well, he wants to, you know, play Champions League, win trophies and stuff.
Is that what he said?
Well, that's what he's been saying for a long time. He's been saying that since he was about 16. He's a really confident lad, yeah.
I think we've got to look at what teams. I mean, again, there's no team certified of Champions League anymore. You know, if you go to Man City, you're probably not going to get a game. So many people have gone to Man City thinking, oh, I'm going to get Champions. You know, you're barely getting league games. Man United, not certified Champions League yet. You go to Chelsea, is he going to get back into that team? Is he going to be good enough? So you've got to look like, where do you go? And I can't see him going to Tottenham. So I'm sure he's weighed up his options, and I'm sure there are people that want to take hold of him. But it's not going to be an easy kind of, like, you can't see like an easy, oh, he's going to go there, isn't he? He'll fit in straight away there.
Well, that's a bit of a serious topic. Where will Lukaku go next season?
Grimsby.
Grimsby.
We'll take him at Grimsby.
Come to Brentford, man.
Anyway, let's have a look at the lighter side of football with the social snap.
Sunshine, woo, and a cloudy day. Sing with me, when it's cold outside. I've got my tomato. I got it, baby, I got it.
Social snap regular there, Evra, dancing and singing, brightening up our Thursday, isn't he?
He really is. I love that Running Man
because
challenge.
he was losing in table tennis. It's a distraction.
He's just loving life. He's loving life. This guy's got a good life. He just said what he did. I think Evra's got even a better life. Sorry, I'm just going to say.
No, I mean, obviously he's got a better life. I've got 19 quid in the bank.
Well, there was something that happened at Wembley Stadium, wasn't there, at the weekend? It was at a football stadium.
Yeah.
It actually didn't involve football for once. And everyone was kind of inspired about what was happening. It was a Joshua Klitschko match. And have a look at David Beckham and his son Cruz. They got in the ring. Look at this.
Cruz clocked him.
I know. Cruz got him.
Can we see that again? Can we get slow motion?
Yeah, surely.
Because he clocked him hard. Look. Boom!
Oh. But the thing is, you could see that Beckham could see it coming. And when I watched that...
No, don't! He didn't let him, get the shot there.
He didn't. But he did. But when I saw it happen, I was like... I noticed his son, I was like... Nobody hits David Beckham. Yeah. What are you doing?
He's too pretty for that.
I almost felt like grounding him. Like, get to your room.
You used to be a bit of a United fan, didn't you?
I'm a dad. Even I'm scared now.
Yeah. Is that a dream candidate to taxi to training, David Beckham?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it'd be amazing to get some of the old boys in there. For me, to get Bex in there and Peter Schmeichel would be. Obviously, they're two Man United ones, and it sounds like I support Man United. I don't. I do not support Man United.
Find out what really happened with that hairdryer.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, they'd have stories to tell, wouldn't they?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, whether they're allowed to tell them, I'm not sure. But Bex would be an amazing.
Yeah.
I bet he smells so good as well.
Yeah. Good hair. I always appreciate that.
Thanks very much.
Did you watch the fight?
I did watch the fight, yeah.
Well, so did loads of footballers as well, and they were all commenting about it as well. Have a look at some of their reactions to that match. Here we go. Michael Ballack up first. Great fight. Everyone loved it, didn't they? We all loved it. Rude Hullet here. Fantastic fight. Respect for Klitschko and a great victory for Joshua. I mean, amazing. And then we've got Gareth Bale watching from Madrid, I guess, as well. What a fight. Congratulations. And then last but not least, Ashley Cole, he was also tweeting, wow, the uppercut, lights out. I mean, it was just amazing. I think everyone, who was anyone, and especially all the footballers, they were watching that. And then obviously we all know what happened with Ronaldo in the midweek in the Champions League. He got that hat-trick, didn't he? It was pretty immense. And
Best player in the world.
Second best player in the world.
Best player in the world.
Second best player in the world.
Guys, come off it. That debate can go on Facebook instead. Anyway, his son's a pretty nifty footballer too. Have a look at Ronaldo Jr. here.
Did you do the celebration like
his
dad?
Yeah.
Because he was standing like his dad.
He
Like
did the run-up, does the line-up. Yeah.
He's learning from the best, is he?
Yes, the best.
The best?
The
No,
best.
No, he's learning from a great, but not the best.
The first, okay.
Still a great
And
tutor. Don't get me wrong, I understand that he's learning from a very good player. It's just not the best ever player.
Well, someone's doing pretty well since he's left the Premier League is Mario Balotelli. Check out this goal from the midweek game.
Love that guy.
This week as well, though, something random happened on Twitter, like it always does. Twitter always kind of blows up. So Brendan Rodgers, he was asked who his favourite player he'd ever managed was. He said Mario Balotelli. And then Mario Balotelli, being Mario Balotelli, responded with this. I mean, do we think this is sarcastic?
Yeah.
Or do you think he genuinely, absolutely
Put the crime and
loved-
laughter face.
But, you know,
Yeah.
he did have a laugh, and then he had two kisses
I'm
as well.
glad that Balotelli did that, though. It's a right snidey thing to do from Rodgers, that.
And I'm just saying, Rodgers is doing very well actually at the moment in the Scottish Premier League. So you know, invincible season.
I think that is a backhanded compliment.
No, and he could be the first to do something which never happened: win the Scottish Cup and be invincible. No one's done that.
Yeah, but I mean,
no one's done it.
I reckon if you get me 2 years, I'd do it.
Come off it, Lloyd.
Easy.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Rach, how's that poll going? I want to know who's going to make the Champions League.
So the poll is going. Here we go. So current poll, everybody. City to miss out on top 4.
Oh, really?
Good lads.
They are at the bottom of the moment.
Imagine Guardiola.
We'll let you know later in the show who is going to make those final 2 Champions League places.
Did you see that coming? Is Guardiola not the man for the job?
I've said over the few weeks, we don't know how good Guardiola is, you know, because he's underestimated, you know, the Premier League.
This is surprising. Do you see this coming?
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, someone was. Yeah, I think I did, and you know, I'm an expert. But I think like the Premier League, he said halfway through the season, you know, top 4 is like a Premier League finish. It's like a. Yeah. And so I think he realised, oh, it is quite tough, really, isn't it?
He's underestimated.
It really is quite tough. Which then, I think when you go back to the Arsene Wenger thing, going, what he's done for 20 years is actually quite good. Give the bloke a rest.
Well, we've got some more people commenting as well on that poll. So we've got Kenny supports Arsenal, but he says even he doesn't think Arsenal can make it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then we've got Andy, it says Liverpool will finish 3rd and United will get nothing.
Well, they've already
United have got 2 options.
They've already
two
got a
chances
trophy,
as
though.
well.
They can't get nothing
they've already got the League Cup and they've already got the Charity Shield. I mean,
And they've got 2 chances to
quality
get
bits
the
of silver
Champions
there.
League, if that's what they're meaning.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're meaning
Well, they've already done the double. It's fine.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, that is
Some
perfect
more
United
questions
fan
in, guys.
mentality there. You really are coming across that way.
Not a United fan, Rory.
It's like he's cracking under pressure there, bro.
Pressure? Did you say pressure?
Yes, I said pressure again.
That means it's time for my favourite segment of the show yet again.
Guys.
It's part 2 of the Pressure Index. It's powered by Opta. It's brought to you by Golden Shore. Please welcome Duncan Alexander.
Late night shoppers at Westfield on Friday night might see Tottenham trying to pick up 3 points in the end of season sale as they take on West Ham at London Stadium. A win will edge Tottenham just 1 point behind Chelsea, and they can rely on the services of the man currently top of the Pressure Index form table, Christian Eriksen. The Danish schemer was the first player to reach 20 assists in all competitions this season, and against Arsenal last weekend he reached 100 chances created in 2016-17, the first player to reach that milestone as well. On Sunday, one of the historical heavyweight clashes of the Premier League takes place as Manchester United travel to the Emirates. United's last league defeat came in London way back in October, but the subsequent 25-game unbeaten run still hasn't been enough to get them into the Champions League. So far in 2017, United have won 5 of their 6 domestic games that have followed a Thursday night in Europe, admirably handling the pressure of competing on multiple fronts. Meanwhile, Arsenal's best performer in the Pressure Index in recent weeks is goalkeeper Petr Cech with a score of 91, which tells its own story. Forced into a save every 17 minutes on average in April, Cech has faced a barrage as his team have struggled to remain competitive in the Premier League.
Fascinating stuff and great insight there. Lloyd, I want to come to you first and talk to you about goalkeepers because I know that's where you play.
Yep.
Is Petr Cech still one of the best keepers in the league?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he is. He's done amazing things. So he's got the experience. Obviously, he went to Chelsea and won it pretty early on there. He speaks a number of languages, which I think always helps in the Premier League because you're able to direct the back four. But I think he's still, pardon the pun, top 4 keepers in there, up there with the likes of De Gea and Courtois, and you've got the likes of who? Sorry,
I'd say Lloris.
Oh yeah, definitely Lloris. And then you've got your young lads, your young lads, your Jordan Pickfords, where he'll go next season. He said he'd commit his future to Sunderland, but whether that happens at all, they probably would want to sell him because they'll probably get a bit of money for him. So I think Cech's done amazing things for the 2 clubs that he's played for, and I think he's still probably got a lot. I know he's been getting a lot of sticks this season, saying he's not as good as he used to be and stuff. But if you look at the game, he was great against Tottenham, wasn't he? He kept him in it. It could have been an absolute whitewash.
A shoddy defence, basically. He looks worse.
I think if you look at the defence that Arsenal have, whether they're playing a back 3 or a back 4, it is the weakest defence in the top 5. I think United's have just got a bit of stability now with Bailly and Blint, but I think if you look at Arsenal's, theirs is probably like the shoddiest defence.
It's also protected very poorly. I'd say that the people in front of them whose job it is to protect the back 4 is very weak at Arsenal. I'd say Xhaka hasn't lived up to it, and they've never really got around to replacing. I'd say Flamini was the best they've had of late.
So I think he's obviously got 2 lines there then that he's having to protect himself against, whereas at Chelsea, I mean, that was a back 4 that didn't really change for a number of years. Obviously, Luiz came in for a little while.
Makelele as well, just like...
Yeah, Makelele, or if you had Ballack in there, do you know what I mean? Like, he's always had someone, he's always had like a solid back 4 to protect him. And I think he's done a great job at Arsenal, but I'm sure I'll get a lot of abuse from Arsenal fans telling me otherwise.
At the other end of the pitch, Christian Eriksen, I would say that Christian Eriksen has produced the best assist I've seen this season in the FA Cup at Wembley against Chelsea. Did you see the ball he put over for Ali's goal?
Oh, yeah.
I cannot believe...
The best assist has got to be Lucas Leiva's hoof against Watford.
I honestly think that was the best assist I've seen this year. It was. I don't think anybody else in the stadium would have even seen that play, let alone execute it.
Oh, really?
Maybe Fabregas. But apart from him...
I don't think he was the best this season. I think there's another one that I can't remember. Someone did an amazing assist. Can you read my mind? I can't remember who it was.
I
can't remember.
I literally, my mind. We're going to get this. We're going to get this assist.
Incredible. I mean, it might have even been Grimsby. It was Grimsby, yeah. It was but Eriksen has been great, and on a personal level, I've got him in my dream team, and he is an absolute beauty to have in because you just know he's guaranteed points week in, week out. If he's not scoring, he's assisting, and he's playing 90 minutes, so you're going to get them points from him.
He's also rumoured to go. Do you think he'll be tempted to move anywhere else?
I think it depends who Tottenham bring in, because if you know, Pochettino says, look, I'm bringing a few players to go for the league this season, for next season, then I think he'd probably want to stay. But he's doing a decent job, and again, I reckon he's probably on like an assist or goal bonus, so he's probably getting in a bit of money this season. But I think it does depend on who Pochettino brings in at the end of the season, if Pochettino is still there.
Do you know what? In our pressure index, it's full. It's just completely littered with Tottenham players who are handling the pressure brilliantly. Do you think that Tottenham can win the league?
Yeah. 100%.
How
this season?
can you be so incorrect?
I'd love to see them win this season, but I don't think. I mean, I don't know if they will. It's very tight. They've left it last minute.
But then it's the pressure tomorrow night. I hate that we're saying pressure so many times,
Pressure.
but it's not linking to anything. But the pressure tomorrow night, in the fact that if they obviously win, then it's only 1 point to go for Chelsea. That puts pressure on Chelsea.
I think they've just both got I think Chelsea have been under pressure quite a few times this season and have done well. Pains me to say it, but it is, you know, it's down to the last few games, and I think, and they're just going to have to both battle it out. It's not as tense as last season, but I definitely think that Tottenham should be winning the league in the next few years.
I see. This is a wonderful game tomorrow night. It's a very heated derby, that. West Ham versus Tottenham.
Yeah.
How do you see that one going?
3-0 Tottenham.
Ooh. Do you really?
Yeah.
That easy?
Do you know what, though? The only club, aside from us, you know, Arsenal are obviously in this as well, but the only other side, Arsenal side, who would be so upset by Tottenham winning the league as much as we would, are West Ham. They are going to do all they can to stop them. Do you think they have the minerals for it?
But I mean, they've been doing all they can to try and piece together some wins.
They did it a year ago. When Tottenham were really pushing Leicester, it was West Ham, a Mikel Antonio goal, that pretty much dented the rhythm before Chelsea came in and steamrolled it.
But that was it's a completely different season. Like they had a bit of momentum last season. There was talk about them, you know, doing well, and they were where did West Ham finish last season?
Seventh.
They qualified for Europe, didn't
they?
They
did,
before Astra Gugu got hold of them.
And they actually had a home. Like, you know, I know they've now got the London Stadium, but they had their home for years. You know.
And I don't think they're a different team. Obviously, they've lost their star boy from last season, so he's not there. Antonio's injured, so I do think that it's Spurs' game.
So do you think Tottenham are going to win the rest of their games this season, which will mean that they've broken the record for consecutive wins?
I think all being well, Tottenham, I can't see them losing any of their last few games.
Do you know what I want to happen? This would be my dream. This is something that I really, really, really hope happens. I hope that Tottenham win all their games from now to the end of the season, accrue 89 points, and not win the league. That would be such a Spursy, brilliant thing to happen.
I think that's.
That's just being really nasty, Rory.
That would be so funny.
The ego.
It's a hope. It's a hope.
I would love Chelsea to crash and burn, mate. I'm so sorry. I know we're pals, but I think a lot of people want to see that happen. Just a different name on that title, on that trophy.
No, but we have, you know, there's other big fixtures coming up as well this weekend. Arsenal, Manchester United.
Yep.
Whoever loses this, is this a fair sentence to say, actually? Whoever loses this doesn't qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah, I think they're both. I don't think Arsenal are going to qualify for the Champions League. I mean,
irrespective of how they get on here.
How do you see it? How do you see the game ending? This game ending?
I think that Arsenal will win. I really do.
Answer that a bit slower.
Undefeated like 25 games, United. Do you think it's going to be another draw?
No, do you know what it is? I was just thinking, Manchester United are playing at this very second. I'm hearing that the highlight of that game is a Fellaini toe punt out of the play, so not much going on. But they're playing at the moment. Arsenal have been resting a week, coming off of Europe. We know how difficult that is. It does have an impact on domestic form. Arsenal need this, don't they? It's at the Emirates. Wenger and Mourinho hate each other. If Arsenal were ever going to pull it out of the bag, it's this weekend.
But United have depth as well in their squad.
And to the stat, United have won 5 of their 6 games after playing in Europe.
All right.
Duncan Alexander over there.
You've been knocking around with Duncan Alexander. How on earth do you know that?
Hacking into Duncan's laptop.
Yeah, how do you know that? Is that true even?
Because I read. Sorry, guys, having show off.
So, Lloyd, how do you see that one going?
I think this is going to be a stalemate, boring 0-0. I'd love to be proved otherwise, but I think, you know, like if United can't beat Swansea, and Arsenal have got no form,
Arsenal after the North London derby surely have got kind of heads between their tails at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Heads between the tails.
Is that the right word? What is it?
Two sides of the same coin.
Between their legs.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we got
That's
it,
the one.
I think the winners of this game will be Liverpool, Man City.
Is that something?
You think? Right, I see.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you think that Liverpool, Man City will qualify for the Champions League?
Yeah, I think whatever the result, Liverpool and City are going to win.
Do you think who?
Liverpool and City will be the winners of this game. That's what I think.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it.
What's
the poll
saying? Should we have a look at what everyone else is saying about that? So, the poll was, what two teams are going to join Chelsea and Spurs in the Champions League spots for next year? And everyone was giving their opinion, and they said top four, obviously, Chelsea, Spurs, whatever order, followed by United and Liverpool.
Oh, really?
But not in that order.
City.
But just
So
They
City
didn't
miss out.
say. They just said
City to
United and
miss
Liverpool.
out.
Because I would have thought it would be Liverpool United if we're going with those two. City and Arsenal to miss out.
I think there's been a report out this week saying where broadband is stronger, and I think broadband is quite strong in the red side of Manchester as opposed to the blue side.
So Manchester City to miss out, that's disastrous for Sheikh Mansour, Pep Guardiola. That's really big, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's football. No one's guaranteed a first, second, third or fourth.
I would have
Pep
said they
out.
were, though.
No matter how
they
much
were guaranteed
pressure
at the
you
beginning of the season, though, weren't they?
But then
Oh,
we
they
can
started
have,
like a train. Yeah.
yeah, but then if United are in that, whichever, they didn't say which way they were going to be in it. If they obviously win Europa, then we've got another spot, which I'd like to see. Then you
I
get 5
see.
in.
Yeah,
We didn't specify that. We should have maybe specified how United were going to finish. Anyway, we've got a few comments as well. So for Rory,
Okay.
if you could only sign a player from another Premier League team in the summer, who would it be?
I would sign Dele Alli from Tottenham Hotspur. I love everything about him. I think that he is a direct replacement for Frank Lampard, who still means an awful lot to
Would
me.
you spend £120 million on Dele Alli, which is what I think
I
the
would,
numbers...
because it's not. I haven't got it. It's great for me. Yeah, absolutely.
Classic Chelsea fan.
It's not my money.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Rowan's got it. Not me, that, mate.
So if you could go back in time, we've got a question from Ben. I can't actually find it on here. Would you have spent the money from... I can't actually find it.
Pogba
I've lost
differently.
it. I've lost it.
So I think the question, I've just heard it, is if you could go back in time, would you spend the money from Paul Pogba differently? I think people think you're a Manchester United fan, Lloyd.
I'm not a Man United fan. I can't specify that enough, OK? I'm a Grimsby fan, true and true. How much do they get for him?
89 million. Do you think that they could have spent that money more wisely?
Who, Man United? I don't know. I've got no opinion on that.
Are you now trying to disprove the theory that you're a Manchester United fan?
So how much are they buying for?
So they paid £89 million for Paul Pogba. The question is, do you think that was misspent money? Who should they have signed in that place? Anybody from Grimsby, perhaps?
Well, I mean, you could buy Grimsby for that. I don't know. I don't think so. I think there was a coming home, and obviously there's a lot of. I think I'm allowed to say this. A lot of work by Adidas to make that deal happen and stuff. So I think nowadays you have to look at those issues, what player suits that team and so forth. Who else are you going to get for 89 million? Who are you going to get for 60, 70 million? I don't think he's done a great job this season, not a bad job, but I think he'll fit in. But you got to also look at the fact that you got Zlatan for how much?
Yes, true.
So you kind of go, well, that's 45 million, really, if you just cut the cost between the two.
I suppose when you put that spin on it, it's actually money well spent, isn't it? Because they've got two world-class players for £45 million each. Yeah, very, very true. It's now time for the bigger match.
Oh, yeah.
This is very exciting. These two lads have no idea what is going on, and I've been looking forward to this all day. As you'll know if you've been watching the whole show, there's been a bit of a boxing theme throughout.
Don't
worry, they're not going to fight. They're both far too precious for that. However, there'll be no fighting on Studs Up. That is a guarantee. However, something that boxers are very good at is skipping.
I wondered what that was, mate, if I'm honest.
So let's go over.
Yes.
And it's Nathan versus Lloyd.
Oh, can I have the?
I think.
I'll have this one if that's all right.
Is that allowed? Okay, that's allowed. It's been verified by the ref.
Who's picking?
So Lloyd, it's just skip until you drop.
Should we add something in it as well? Should we add something fun into this? So you're going to be skipping.
I mean, this isn't fun.
And then you have to name as many Premier League managers as you can.
While skipping.
Come on, multitasking at its finest.
While skipping Premier League managers.
Come on,
I'm
you've
scared
got
I'm going to
this.
get whipped.
Right. What am I? So I'm skipping.
Premier League managers
How
while
long
skipping.
for?
Skipping
20
for
seconds.
20 seconds
Okay.
and naming managers.
Okay,
This
you
is
ready?
huge.
Ready?
Do I get a countdown?
3,
2,
2,
1.
1, go!
Jose Mourinho, David
He's
Moyes,
good, he's
Pep
so
Guardiola, Arsene Wenger. Right, that is not allowed.
No, you can keep going.
Keep going,
That's
you've got 4,
cheeky
keep
from
going.
Nathan.
Sam Allardyce, Slaven Bilic, you've got Antonio Conte, Craig Shakespeare.
What a brilliant skipper!
8
Oh,
wins!
that is incredible! How come you're so good at skipping?
I'm an absolute athlete, mate.
What? How good at
Nathan,
skipping?
All right.
Mate, the
You're
pressure's
in.
on now. You don't have this.
And Nate, you have
Right.
to do skipping.
You have to name Premier League strikers.
No, stadiums.
Stadiums.
It's good, yeah?
That's good.
20.
Old Trafford, Emirates, Etihad, Liberty Stadium. Where else to play? Anfield. Who else played? I don't know who played. Who else played? Goodison Park. Liberty. KP. I'm still going. I'm still going. I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. What? Oh no!
6.
That's incredible.
Come in, that means you
Absolutely
win.
incredible. Who won?
You got 6 and you kept naming the same
That
one
was
to the other two
outrageous.
like 3 times.
Why
No,
did you choose
wait,
so
wait,
good
wait,
at
wait.
skipping?
You did.
I can't believe how good you are at skipping. That was outrageous. Guys, thank you. I'm scared I'm going to get
Stop,
whipped
you
here.
can stop now.
Guys, thank you all so... They're all at
just
it.
they're
They're all at
showing
it.
off.
Right,
They're
end with me. Thank you all so much for watching and we will see you next week. Whoa, Lloyd, this is
Bye,
outrageous.
guys.
We'll see you next week. We're going to be on Friday. It's going to be incredible. We'll see you then.
We're having a skip on.
That is fantastic.
Oh,